Welcome to another episode of Math Made Simple. I'm Miss Munah and I'm a math specialist here at the Pi Lab. In this video, I'll be analysing some common examination questions. I've put the question in a handout and you may download a copy for free by clicking on the description box below. So let's get started. So today we're going to be talking about word problems involving LCM. Does anyone remember what LCM stands for? Yes, LCM stands for lowest common multiple. So I've given you a question here and let's read what the question wants us to find. So we have 3 bus services, 50, 52 and 53 that leave the bus interchange every 12, 14 and 10 minutes respectively. Now I've drawn 3 buses over here. You can follow me and do the same. So first of all, label the first bus 50, the second bus 52 and the third bus 53. After that, we're going to write down the timings below each bus. So the first bus leaves every 12 minutes. The second, every 14 minutes. And the last bus, every 10 minutes. Now the question says that if all buses leave the interchange at 1300 hours, that means when the clock strikes 1 p.m. or 1300 hours, all of these 3 buses are going to leave the interchange at the same time. Okay, so this happens at 1300 hours. And the question is asking for when are they going to leave the station together again. There must be a time in the future where this event is going to happen again or occur again. So our job is to find that future timing. Now some of you might be thinking, this question is very, very familiar. You might have done it in primary school, right? And you are totally right. So how did you guys do it in primary school? You guys must have done it by listing, right? So for 12, we're going to list down the multiples of 12. So you have 12, 24, 36, 48, 60. Okay, what's next? 72, 84, 96, 108, 120, and so on and so forth. For the next bus timing, which is 14, let's list down all the multiples of 14. 14, 28, 42, 56, 70, 84, 98. Wow, this is very tiring. What's the next number? 112, 126, 140, and so on and so forth. And for the last bus, which leaves every 10 minutes, let's list down all the multiples of 10. We have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, what else? 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. Now, if you realize, we've actually listed down all the first 10 multiples of each number. And we still haven't found a common number. Okay, that common number is still a mystery. So at this stage, if you're going to continue by listing, okay, you realize that it is very, very inefficient and it is very slow. So I'm going to share with you a much faster way. Actually, there are 2 faster ways. One is to go by the prime factorization way, and the second way is to go by the ladder method. Now, my own personal preference is to use the prime factorization method. So let's go ahead and write down the 3 numbers, 12, 14, and 10, and break down each number into its prime factorization form. So everybody grab a calculator, key in the number 12. Okay, let's start with 12 first. Key in the number 12 into the calculator and we're going to divide it by prime numbers. Now, a lot of us, we have this problem. When the teacher asks us to divide by prime numbers, our mind goes blank, right? We cannot think of the prime numbers. So it's a good habit to write down the prime number somewhere. So let's say we write down the first 5 prime numbers. Okay, that should be enough to help us with this question. So the first prime number will be 2, followed by 3, 5, 7, and the very famous store, 7-Eleven. So the next number is 11. So now that we have all our prime numbers listed down, okay, the first few at least, we're going to take 12, put it into the calculator, and divide it by the smallest prime number, which is 2. So 12 divided by 2, what do you get? You get 6. And this means that 2 is a factor of 12. Now 6, you divide it again by 2, you should get 3. Which means that 12 is now made up of 2 2s and a 3. So just do me a favor, key in this entire expression, 2 times 2 times 3 into your calculator to get back 12. Okay, just to be sure that we have performed the prime factorization correctly. Now after this, what I normally like to do is to write it down in index notation like this, just to make things a little bit neater. Now what about the next number, 14? What is 14 in terms of its prime factorization form? Put 14 into your calculator. Again, divided it by 2. You get 7, right? Now, I'm going to go ahead and write down 7. Now, why 7? Because 7, you realize, is also in your prime number list. So 14, again, punch it into the calculator. Make sure 2 times 7, you get back 14. And then I'm going to write down 2 underneath the 2 squared just now, but I'm purposely going to write down the 7 in a different column. Okay, because my aim is to get all the different prime numbers to get its own column. Now for the very last number, 10. What is 10 in terms of its prime factorization form? If you put 10 into a calculator and you divide it by 2, okay, you get 5, right? So it's actually 2 times 5. Now why 5? Because 5 is also another prime number. So after we do this, we're going to write down 2 in the 2's column and 5 will have its own separate column. And again, just to be very sure, key in 2 times 5 into the calculator, make sure you get back 10. So after this, we can find our LCM. And if you recall, LCM means that you need to look at all the columns and get the highest power. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's take a look at the 2's column. Which one is the highest power? It is 2 squared. So write that down. Next, look at the 3's column, which is very sad because you just have a single 3. So you're going to take that 3. Then look at the 7's column. Again, you just have a 7. So you're going to take that single 7 and write it down. And then finally, when you look at the last column, which is the 5's column, again, you only have a single 5. So you're going to write down that 5. After that, key in the entire expression into the calculator. What do you get? Yes, everyone, you should get 420 minutes. Okay, please write down your units. Many times, it's not because a student does not know how to do this question. It's because they mess up the entire question by writing down the wrong units. Now, why is this in minutes? It's because your bus timings, right, which are the ones over here, your 12, 14, and 10, are all given in minutes. Okay, just refer to the question. So your answer, your LCM should also be 420 minutes. Now, I always like to convert minutes into hours. So what's 420 minutes in hours? That's right, you should get 7 hours. Now, 7 hours, what does this mean? This means that if all bus services, all 3 of them, leave at 1300 hours, the future timing is going to be 7 hours later. So draw a timeline like this, and then find what is 7 hours after 1300 hours. What do you get? That's right, everyone should get 2000 hours. So the final answer over here is that all of the 3 bus services, okay, all of them are going to leave the bus station together again at 2000 hours. Is that clear? Thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you found this video useful, give us a thumbs up. If you would like to check out more videos by us, please click on the links on the right-hand side. Last but not least, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more interesting videos. Thank you, and I'll see you guys again next time. Bye!